Now, who gives a flying fish? There they are.
Gosh.
Aren't they amazing?
They're lovely, aren't they?
Beautiful animals.
I was told that flying fish only ever fly alone.
That sounds like a code, Alan. Flying fish only fly alone.
I've seen them. They fly in shoals.
I was on a scuba diving trip and I met a German. He was adamant.
Well, I mean, of
Only
course
fly alone.
they would fly on their own, wouldn't they? You mean is they don't fly in like a formation, like the Red Devils? Like,
They don't leap out and pass one another like that.
No, they don't do that. Do you know what the French for a flying fish is?
Poisson d'aéroplane.
It's slightly more creepy for those of us of a certain generation. It's exocet.
Oh, gosh.
And what do you know of the exocet?
It's a missile.
It was a missile, yeah. It was used against us in the Falklands War. So do they fly or glide?
Neither.
I've seen them and they fly for... Sorry, Johnny, I'm so excited, I must say this. They fly for ages. When I saw them, my first flying fish, I couldn't believe they were really fish because they flew for so long and they weave and they sort of duck and dive like that. And I thought they cannot possibly be fish because they flew for so long. They flew for minutes and minutes and minutes and then suddenly they all go plonk and they're gone. So you know they were really fish.
I don't know what you were eating or drinking on that occasion. I have it here on pretty solid authority that 30 seconds is a long time for them to stay in the air in one go, which is a long glide, 30 seconds. But it appears that they glide. But even if they move these pectoral fins that have become their wings, even slightly, then that would count as flying, but it seems they seem to be fixed. So.
I was going to tell Pam she probably witnessed a duck.
It wasn't a duck. Well, I heard what he said. It wasn't a duck. It was not a duck at all.
No.
Is that what he said?
He meant it.
Yeah, my sister breeds duck, so I know the difference between a duck and a flying fish.
It just looks to me like you keep telling me to F off. You, duck, fish.
I didn't realise you'd noticed.
That kind of language, pal. I'm glad my ears are cut off.
Apparently, the people who most love them are the people of Tao, which is an island off Taiwan, where it's their staple diet.
Do they taste nice, then?
I guess.
It's hard to catch, I'd have thought.
Exactly. Do you use a 12-bore or a net?
One in each hand. That's what I usually do.
No, you just make a little landing strip. Put some lights on it, you know, some tea candles.
and
then just sit there with a stick waiting for them to go.
Talk it in.
Oh, they've all got grandeur ideas of being jumbo jets.
Yeah. How many jellyfish are there here?
In that picture?
Yeah.
What is it? One with a very flamboyant hat on. Sorry, where are the words with a flamboyant hat on?
It was the one that was enough, but it is a flamboyant hat. The flamboyant hat gives it its name. If you've ever seen a Portuguese conquistador, they wore hats like that.
They didn't have many in Croydon.
They didn't know, but...
is it a man o' war?
A Portuguese man o' war is what it is, but
nice.
it's not... I'll give you a clue that it's not a jellyfish. And it isn't even a single creature. Portuguese man o' war is not one animal. It's a colony of animals that operate together as one.
Like the Borg.
Incredibly, yes, we are Borg. Exactly.
We are Borg. We are jellyfish.
Why isn't it called the men of war then?
I know it should be, because originally people didn't understand that, and so they called it the Portuguese man of war because it looked like a Portuguese helmet on the top. The inflatable bladder along the top is one creature which provides buoyancy and works as a sail. The tentacles are separate and carry the coiled, spring-loaded harpoons, which have the most incredible speed. They explode in 700 billionths of a second, which is the fastest known animal mechanism on Earth, and very painful. And there are other creatures that make part of this colony, gastrozoids, which digest the food, and gonozoids, which are the gonads, the sexual reproduction
So
part
they're
of it.
separate, so you've got...
They're actually separate creatures.
The stomach floats along, and then you've got the gonads behind.
Yep.
So the stomach's looking for its bollocks, essentially, in the middle of the...
It's called a siphonophore, that kind of a creature. And because they drift passively, they collect in vast herds of thousands or so. And that's why the appearance of one is enough to clear an Australian beach, as you probably know. You've seen, because one tends to mean there are going to be lots. And the sting is very painful. 10,000 Australians a year, on average, receive a Portuguese man-of-war sting. Not pleasant.
Toughens you up, though.
No, exactly.
I mean, that's
exactly.
life, isn't it?
One day it'll toughen you up enough to win a test match against us. Sorry. How many times in history have I been in a position to be able to say that?
I
Not
know,
many.
and I enjoyed
That's
it
exactly,
so much.
exactly. What conclusion did the great biologist Stephen Jay Gould draw from a lifetime study of fish?
Oh,
Yeah.
they haven't got any legs.
Is that his lifetime study?
Well, no, it wasn't his lifetime study of a fish.
He was
After a while, they smell.
he's a bit thick, and he just stared at me, and they haven't got any legs.
Starfish don't have brains. It's the kind of Louis Walsh of the aquatic world. They really don't have brains, they're starfish.
And they're not really fish, are they, starfish, to be honest?
Well, the word fish is in there, which kind of qualifies them, I think.
Well, is a starfish a fish? Is a jellyfish a fish?
Well,
is a
yeah, but...
cuttlefish a fish?
Yes,
is
I
a
believe
crayfish?
but the starfish...
A crayfish is a lobster.
There's a division, isn't there, in the world, whether it should be down to sort of experts in biology, whether things are fish, or whether it should be down to menus.
Yes.
Certainly, for example, a crayfish comes under fish in a menu.
He looks like he's reading the sell-by date on that.
He does, doesn't he? Stephen Jay Gould was very great. He's dead now. He's very great. He won a Nobel Prize. He was a paleontologist and an extraordinary biologist. And he came to a conclusion which is...
They can feel no love.
No, that there is no such thing as a fish. A fish has no biological meaning. There is just...
Well, I'm absolutely right. Go with menus.
On a menu it does. But in a menu, a fish is not the same as shellfish or seafood, is it?
It often comes in the same bit and separate from pudding.
Things that live in the sea.
Fish and a pudding are different.
How can something not be something? Something can't be not something, can it? But if you've created a something, then something has to be that something, otherwise you haven't created a something. So it has to be a fish if there is the idea of a fish in the first place.
I swear there's a philosophy somewhere.
Slow down, Plato.
There's some sort of ontological argument going there, and of course, to us, that we use the word fish. But biologically speaking, a salmon is more related to, say, a camel than it is to a hagfish. Like, there are lots of things that fly, like a bumblebee flies, a vulture flies, and there are flying lizards. They're not all birds.
No.
But we call things that swim in the sea fish, and actually, biologically, evolutionarily, they have absolutely nothing to do with each other at all. So, after a lifetime study of fish, biologist Stephen Jay Gould concluded that there's no such thing as a fish.
I know why you'd take a canary down a coal mine, but why would you take a dead fish?
Is it one of those fish you put in your hand, like, you know, you used to get from the shop for a pound?
Oh, for fortune-telling.
Fortune-telling fish.
Yeah.
So is it like, there is coal here, and then it rolls over and goes, no, the coal mining industry is gone.
Wow, that's like the saddest fortune fish of all time.
Well, if you brought a live fish down, they would be dead by the time you got to the bottom of the mine, so this just saves time.
That's true. Yeah, if you want to have a fish at all, just save time by killing it first.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe, because in some cultures, people eat fish. So maybe the people in the mine are peckish.
OK, we're in Newcastle.
Do they eat fish in Newcastle?
Oh, yes, they do. They have a little fishy on a little dishy when the boat... Dance for your daddy, my little laddie.
Yeah. Is it possible you spend too much time with your small children? OK, so I'm going to give you a clue. The fish in the picture is glowing.
It does something down there that tells you that something's not right and it's time to leave. Similar to the canary.
Well, the canary was used, of course, to work out if there was...
Poisonous gases.
If there was poisonous gases.
The canary would die first.
Absolutely. But in the 18th century, in the Newcastle coal mines, they used dead fish as lights. So some dead fish, not all, glow faintly, and they are safer than lamps in mines because of explosive gas. Unfortunately, the fish have to putrefy in order to be able to glow, so the smell must have been unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
But it's called bioluminescence, and they glow because of bacteria. And it's possible that the bacteria glow to attract living fish to eat the dead fish, and that helps the bacteria to spread.
That is incredible.
Yeah, cunning bacteria.
Yeah.
And it's been known about for years. Aristotle spotted that damp wood glows. Pliny the Elder, he recommended using, I like this, a walking stick dipped in a jellyfish's glowing slime as a torch.
When Kanye West played Madison Square Garden, he lit the show just with
dead fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same as, you know, toxoplasmosis, that bacteria.
Yeah.
And it lives in cats. It wants to be in cats, but if it can't get in a cat, say it affects a rat or a mouse, it will make the mouse not scared of cats anymore, so that it's more likely to be ate by a cat.
Are you making this up?
No. And they have found that human beings who have toxoplasmosis are more likely to have car crashes. So the bacteria is trying to kill you so that a cat will find you. That is true.
Is this why we have these books to write this down?
It's also to write down what medication Carrie had.
Toxoplasmosis, guys.
It is absolutely true what Carrie had said. It is absolutely true. And, I mean, the world is so extraordinary. There are lots of sea creatures that glow when they're disturbed by a boat's wake.
Oh, yeah.
So that glows. And this is a serious issue. So in World War I, there was a German submarine tracked and sunk because it had disturbed enough bioluminescent organisms.
We could see where it was.
Yes,
and
exactly.
boom.
It glowed from the surface. And they can also use it various ways. For example, they can inject mice with genetically modified glowing herpes virus, and who hasn't wanted to have that at some point?
Yeah.
And then scientists can examine how it moves through the body.
No, I don't know why it's glowing, honey.
Just one of those things.
Yeah. You get up in the night and you don't need to put the light. I can just find my way.
How would you like to spend 2 weeks lying on a pile of parrotfish droppings covered in phenyl benzimidazole sulfonic acid? Does that sound like a good...
Is that sun cream?
Oh, very good. Excellent. Excellent. So, that may not be such a bad thing after all.
So it's lying on a beach covered in sun cream?
Yes, most people would like it, but parrotfish droppings is a very special kind of beach, the kind we'd most like.
White sand?
White sand, soft white coral island sand is parrotfish droppings. It's called a parrotfish because it has a beak, like a parrot's beak, and it scrapes away and eats at coral, and it excretes this white sand. And each fish will excrete over a ton of it in a year.
Good
And there are lots of them. And that builds up as the white soft sand that is the particularly prized sand of such a beautiful island as that, for example.
Each fish excretes a ton of...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What, a
Single
little parrotfish like
It's
that?
not, yeah. Every single day it's eating it. It's a ton a
It's
year.
eating a ton of... Well, I suppose, yeah, you're pushing out. Constantly
So how much does
processing.
the average man excrete in a year? I don't know, I'm looking at you. Why would you know that?
I'm afraid I don't.
Your classical education has failed you again.
Stephen knocked that up in an afternoon.
The average man will excrete the Isle of Sheppey.
By lunchtime.
And the sun cream? What's the maximum sun protection factor at the SPF you could...
50, isn't it?
50.
50.
What does it mean when it's SPF?
It means
50?
you can stay 50 times as long in the sun as you
really-
would do if you would say, for example, the sun was so hot you were going to burn in 1 minute.
Yeah.
If you put that on, you can stay 50 minutes.
Yes, that's right.
Or if
That's
you
the
put it
thing.
on in England, you could stay for a lifetime.
What's the biggest thing in the ocean that you've never heard of?
Oh. Well, I mean, we've never heard of it, so it's difficult for us to name.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, so
Should we
I'll
have a
just...
stab at it?
Yeah.
Just the shadow there.
Blue whale.
I mean, they're astonishing, up to 98 feet, 170 tons, but I want one you've never heard of.
Red whale.
It's called the ocean sunfish, the common molar. It is essentially a giant head covered in mucus.
We've all been there. I went scuba diving one time in Australia, and when I got back on the boat, the pilot of the boat said, "Got a little bit of in your mask there, mate." And my mask was full of snot. I mean, it was an extraordinary amount of snot that I couldn't understand that had been in my head in the first place.
So you were like one of these? You were like one of these?
Yes, I was.
It's covered in mucus.
Covered in mucus.
They spend most of their time sunbathing on the surface of the ocean. One of these adults can literally weigh a ton, and they grow to be 60 million times heavier than their larvae. So that would be like a human baby becoming an adult the size of 6 Titanics. They have a grey, round body and rough skin, feels a bit like sandpaper. The Germans call it the schwimmende Kopf, the swimming head. And they apparently have a permanently surprised expression. They have a mouth that never really closes. And they're very docile and very curious and friendly. Tierney Tice, who is the world's leading expert, describes them as goofy. She says that when she goes to try and tag one, they stick their fin out of the water and wave like going, "Hi, I'm over here."
The middle one looks like he's about to start a fight on a night out. He's like, "Oi, oi,
Apparently, they're just not aggressive in any way. There's only one human death attributed to a molar, and that is a man who was accidentally flattened by one leaping.
What size are they then?
About 6 foot by 8 foot, but really it's like having a car come at you. It's like a sort of Cadillac.
God, they are big, yeah.
These
Where would you find one?
Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
In fact, the Isle of Wight is one big one.
They like it warm, darling.
Right,
You're not going to find it around the British coast. They're very strong swimmers, and they can dive down to a fantastic depth, 2,600 metres. And the females produce as many as 300 million eggs at a time, but only 2 survive.
Oh.
Yeah. No. We feel bad. We're invested now in the molar.
It looks like it's not finished.
Just
squeeze it in at the bottom there, that'd be fine.
It's like the good Lord went, that'll do.
Unfinished sculpture of a fish.
Yeah. The biggest thing in the ocean that we'd never heard of used to be the molar, although now we know about it. That title will have to be passed on to something else.
What's the best place to punch a shark?
In a pub. In a pub after loads of pork scratchings when he's really dehydrated. And then you look really hard and people who aren't sharks go, don't want to mess with them.
In the eye.
In the eye is the right answer, yes. Yeah. A lot of people, for some reason, seem to think the nose. They may be confusing it with dogs. But the eye is the best place. Or the gill. The eye or the gill. It so happens that more people in the world are bitten by New Yorkers every year than they are by sharks.
Not in the water, though.
I think, though, you have to take into account the relative seriousness of that event.
Well, no, actually, funny enough. 81% of victims attacked and bitten by sharks suffered minor injuries.
OK, how many New Yorkers a year bite someone's leg off?
I don't know, but they may well cause rabies and other hideous diseases.
Well.
And certainly more people are killed in America by lavatory accidents than sharks. But what saddens me is 120 million sharks every year are killed by us human beings.
For their fins?
And just for their bloody fins.
Just
And
for
it's
what, sorry?
Fins.
Shark fins.
Often the rest of the body's thrown in the water. It's a tasteless thing, a shark fin, as well. It doesn't even taste of anything. Chicken stock has to be added to it to give it flavour.
But I hate sharks.
Well, why would you? They're beautiful, extraordinary animals. They don't harm anybody. What, because you find them ugly?
I think they're scary. They're incredibly scary. Every cell in my body, when I see that, says, it is the enemy.
They've got far more reason to be scared of a human than
Majority
human has
of
of a
mammals
shark.
see human beings in exactly.
I would say they would. Look at the miracle of their teeth. That's extraordinary. They have rows of teeth. No, listen. Their teeth go backwards. And they bite, and then they fall out, and the next one literally comes forward, they've got conveyor belt of rows of teeth going all the way back in there.
But more impressive than that, Stephen, is how she's managed to do a lipstick underwater.
Isn't it? Very pretty and charming.
Now your talk of razor-sharp teeth on a conveyor belt's making them sound quite sweet.
So, anyway, a shark's nose is a shade too close to its mouth to go jabbing around there, so your best bet is to go for the gills or the eyes.
Let's go back to fishtails. What does this animal use its tail for?
Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow. That's a bird, though. That's not... You know.
The horrible thing is that's been dropped.
This is called a thresher shark, and it's astonishing. It hunts with its tail, which makes up half its body, OK? And it actually accelerates towards a shoal of fish. It then lowers its snout and flips its tail over its head at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour. And it not only tries to hit the fish, but it creates shock waves to knock unconscious any fish that it misses. It's incredible.
God, I can't even peel a satsuma while I'm driving at 70 miles an hour.
Just big orange farm where you've been trying.
This fish is called a dusky frilgoby.
Hello.
Yeah.
Those are very kissable lips, I think.
That's just a very apologetic face.
Yeah.
I've just done something.
Yeah. Excuse me, I've got a contact lens. Can you see it anywhere? So, this is a dusky frilgoby. It uses its tail to sweep something away. What do you think it might be?
The sand at the bottom of the sea?
No, it's not sand. So, this fish found in the coastal waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans.
Litter.
Getting rid of rubbish?
Yes.
Well, it's what they consider to be rubbish, so they're heading in the right direction. When mating, a female lays her eggs in a nest, and the male then spawns over the top of them, right?
And then he just walks away.
He does. He does, because it doesn't do childcare. Anyway, there are what are known as sneaker male frilgobies, and they lie in wait. They are smaller, but with larger testicles. Okay. This is an important detail.
One for your profile.
Yeah.
Small but with larger testicles. With someone patient and understanding. He's about to get killed.
So anyway, so these sneaker ones, the smaller ones, they will sneak onto the nest and ejaculate their own sperm over the eggs. But if the original male notices, he will chase the sneaker away from the nest and use his tail, which is like a brush, to sweep the sperm of the other.
It's like a biscuit at boarding school, this.
Fish do that a baby can't?
Stay underwater?
Yeah, swim underwater is absolutely true, yes. There used to be a myth that babies could do that, but that is not believed.
No, I learnt that out the hard way.
Yeah.
3 nieces was too many, anyway.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anybody know what kind of fish this is?
Stripy.
Stripy fish?
Cleaner fish.
It's a cleaner fish, yes, it is. It is. It's a cleaner wrasse.
Is it something to do with reflections? Because that is the topic.
Yes.
So
well done, Joe, for paying attention.
Can it recognise itself in a mirror because babies can't?
Correct. It's one of the very few animals, in fact, it's the very first fish to pass what's called the mirror test to recognise its reflection of itself.
How do you test that?
Well, so what you do is you mark the animal in a place where it can only see the mark in a mirror. So, for example, the forehead would be a good place, and then see whether or not it observes it and whether or not it tries to scratch it to remove it.
We'll have a job, though, Sandy, won't it? Trying to scratch that off with no hands, right?
Except that cleaning off marks, Zoe, is what it does for a living.
For a living?
Yeah, they do actually have stations, and the clients, as it were, come to the station to be cleaned. They work for about 4 hours a day, and they clean about 2,000 clients. So it does seem like, when you're looking at them, as if it's a job, but that's what they do for a living. That's it, inside the mouth of a Rankin cod. Look at that picture. I think it's so exciting.
There's got to be a lot of trust, hasn't there?
A lot of trust, except that all of the fish that are cleaned end up living longer, and they tend to be smarter because they don't have the parasites. I mean, there is a sort of a caveat with this. It's possible that what the wrasse is actually doing is signalling to the other wrasse in the mirror, if you see what I mean, that it ought to clean itself. It actually doesn't see that it's itself. It's going to the other wrasse. You've got a little something. You've got a little something here, so it may not be aware that it's a mirror image of itself.
When do babies start to recognise?
About the age of 2.
Right.
I really think it'd be sooner than that. My daughter, she knew the way to the city farm when she was 1.5.
Was she trying to get away?
She was.
There's actually very few species that pass the test. Great apes mostly do, but not gorillas. And what I love is that animals do exactly what humans do when they discover a mirror for the very first time. First of all, an animal would look behind it to see if there's an animal behind it, and then they'll do funny movements, like we do in the fun fair, to see what it is. And then they will indulge in the same behaviour as an office worker left alone with a photocopier. They'll see parts of their body they've not been able to look at before. I know, yeah.
It's a miracle we don't have more mirrored seating, really, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is, really.
Some people like a mirrored chair.
That would...
You'd get some very odd selfies then, wouldn't you? That for a dick pic.
Could you get a mirrored internal bowl of a toilet? Because that would be like a funfair mirror for your undercarriage, wouldn't it? Because that would have a curve to it.
You could definitely have a mirrored urinal. I can't see why you couldn't have that.
Yeah.
Because
Sort of
honestly...
shooting at yourself.
What is wrong with men? Why can't
We've just got a sense of fun.
A sense of fun, darling? You've actually got an aiming device that doesn't seem to work.
Oh, no, mine does. Mine does, because there's in one pub in London that I went to, there's like a game, and it's got sensors in the urinal, and I got the top score on the thing, and it asks you to put your name in, but I didn't want to put my name in, so I put Adrian Chiles. There's a pub in central London where Adrian Chiles has got a real reputation.
From flying fish to the fishing fly. Ho, ho. Why do women make the best fishermen?
They're all descended from mermaids.
It's a very sweet thing. I don't know that that's true.
I can imagine you whispering that into a girl's ear.
And in 1654, they negotiated a deal with the octopus witch to let them also have the voices back.
I'm still asleep.
I need to write this down.
If I can teach my kids this.
It must be. This is
16.
It was a massive summit.
It was. You might be right, Johnny. I'm not sure.
I'll
like, check.
It was like Rivers of Blood speech because a lot of the mackerel were sort of short.
Right. I see that now. OK. OK.
I think I actually know this.
Yes, go on. Tell.
I did know a bloke. He used to get his wife to give him a discarded pubic hair because there was a chemical in it, and he used to rig his boilies fishing for carp because they think that it gives off.
You're absolutely right. This is what people think. You're right. You're right.
I'm a pervert for years.
You're right that this is what people think. As it happens, it is completely untrue. Someone wrote a letter to the field in which he said he'd had huge success using his wife's pubic hairs, and a whole generation of fishermen copied this. And there was a belief that pheromones, which is probably the chemicals you were after, pheromones that women give off. But there are a number of problems with this, chief of which is that there is absolutely no evidence that humans give off pheromones of any kind.
So why are women?
The fact is, the British record for the largest fish caught on these islands is held by women. There was a 64-pound salmon caught by a Miss Georgina Ballantyne. But the fact is, she was a very experienced
Yes,
angler.
she is.
Why does she think it's a saxophone?
I will be in a relationship. Oh, dear God, throw me back.
In fact, and there was a 66-pound catfish caught at Oundle by another woman, Bev Street. The point is that if men had caught these enormous fish, no one would be groping around for reasons as to why men were such good fishermen. The fact that women happen to hold the record is everyone suddenly going, well, there must be some explanation for that. It can't be because they're good at fishing. It must be because they give off a chemical.
Because their pubes are attracted to fish.